Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the Neca Prey Ultimate Camo Reveal Predator. This is the feral predator from Prey, and he's going to be semi-cloaked. This is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I pre-ordered this at the Neca store, and it's finally here today. So let's take a look at the packaging. Kind of has sort of a honeycomb looking theme to it. 20th Century Fox, Prey, Ultimate Camo Reveal Predator. It's got the same sort of theme going across, front, back, side to side. At the top says Prey. At the bottom, there is the barcode, if that helps anybody. So this is a deluxe figure. Take off the outer sleeve and reveal the figure inside. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Alright, now that we have this figure out of the package, here he is with all the accessories laid out. He comes with a ton of cool stuff. We have 8 alternate hands, totaling 10 interchangeable hands, 3 different mandibles, a wolf head with spine, a wolf skull, 2 bombs, a medical device, magnetic backpack, hatchet, an alternate gauntlet, a bear trap, 2 cut clamps, 2 wrist blades, and then a flintlock pistol. Like I said, ton of cool stuff. Before we take a look at all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is the Ultimate Feral Camo Reveal Predator from the film Prey. This is the 3rd variation they've made, and this one is pretty cool. Semi-cloaked. So let's take a look. So, starting with his face here, he has that bone mask. And you can see the bone part in the middle, and sort of semi-cloaked around, and then fully cloaked around that. You see the transparent dreadlocks. A lot of the figure's transparent, but some of it is sort of partially cloaked, and it's a pretty cool effect. I wouldn't mind having a fully cloaked version, but I think this is probably the last one they're going to make. Gauntlets on either wrist. Looks like double jointed elbows. Super long torso, but that's the same as the other figures. His little loincloth thing. Double jointed knees. You can see his feet are not cloaked at all, and sort of in process of either cloaking or decloaking. He has another little skull on his side here. As a whole, it's a really cool figure, but some of the details are a little bit lost because it's transparent, and you have to look really hard to kind of see some of the detailing here. His leg, for example, it looks like there's something inside there. I can't really tell what's going on. Kind of a weird effect. I guess maybe that's the, I don't know, the inner joint. I don't know, it looks kind of weird. But as a whole, it's a cool variant to add to the shelf. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. The effect is fantastic. I think this is actually better than a fully transparent version. And then here's the figure, broken down as far as he can go with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories, starting off with his hands. He has a total of 10 hands, 6 right hands, and 4 left hands. Here he is with his first pair of hands. These are his fists. Then with his second pair of hands, these are his open, outstretched hands. Here's his third pair of hands. This is a pair of gripping hands with a sort of medium-sized grip. And his next pair of hands, his right hand is a gripping hand with a very large grip. His left hand is a gripping hand with a trigger finger. And he has 2 additional right hands. This one is a gripping hand with a much smaller grip. This one has a very small grip and a slight trigger finger. Here's his bone mask. You can see the bone mask in the middle, and then it's cloaked on the edges. Pretty cool. Definitely something unique that this movie brought to the table. And the inside, can't really see the detail. It's all transparent. Here's the Predator with the bone mask on. It actually fits with any of the different mandibles, and that's a pretty cool feature. Here are his mandibles. He has 3 of them. 1 with the mandibles closed, 1 semi-open, and 1 totally open and screaming. Here's Feral with his closed mandibles. Then, with the semi-open mandibles. And here, with the fully open mandibles. Here's his alternate gauntlet. Now, I don't believe you can actually switch this on his hands. I tried tugging and tugging and tugging on the other ones, and it wouldn't come up. This is the part where he left his gauntlet on the ground, and these 3 little discs came out and killed all the humans. Now, it's interesting they give you this gauntlet, but they don't give you those 3 discs. Now, the front is a very wide hole, And if you take the figure, his existing gauntlets, there's a much smaller hole, so I don't think you're intended to actually put it on top of him. It's just a prop, just like in the film, that he put onto the ground and killed the humans with. Here's his backpack. Looks like Predator technology. Cool thing is, it has a magnet to attach his back instead of a traditional peg. Here's that backpack. Attach to his back. You can take it off, put it on. The magnet's pretty good. You can have it sort of sideways like that, straight up and down. I do believe that's how it's intended to be displayed. Here are his wrist blades. He has 2 of them. Just a little silver blade that'll attach to his gauntlet. Here's Farrell with those wrist blades attached. Now we have these cut clamps. I remember he used these when he was fighting the sort of human frontiersmen. Just basically threw it at them and killed them. Here's Farrell holding and getting ready to throw that cut clamp. Here's the wolf head and spine, and then I believe this is supposed to be the wolf skull. It's a pretty cool accessory here. I remember him killing the wolf. It actually did some damage to him. The head is still attacked, and he ripped the entire spine, which I think goes even to the tail. See, it's sort of hips or whatever there. Detailing's very nice. And then I guess when he takes all the soft tissue off, it's a pretty small skull left underneath. And then here's Farrell holding that wolf head and spine. And I also wanted to point out, on his belt, he seems to have that exact same wolf skull, transparent, hanging like a little trophy. Looks to be the exact same size as his bloody one. Here's the flintlock pistol. This is supposed to be the same pistol from the end of Predator 2. It looks good. It says 1715 on it. Now, one thing I'm disappointed with is they didn't tie in the pistol from Prey and explain to you how it got into the hands of Greyback the Elder in Predator 2. I was hoping at the end of the film, maybe Greyback would come, collect Farrell's body, and she would give it to him, but they left that for something that happened between the films. And here's Farrell holding that pistol, which I don't believe he held at all in the film. Here's his bear trap. In the film, he got his leg caught in the bear trap, hurt him pretty bad, and then he took it and threw it and killed a human. It's pretty cool. You can see his foot might even fit inside there. It's not hinged, which would be a nice feature, and it has this chain on the side. His foot is far too big to fit inside, but he can hold it and throw it. Here's the hatchet. Pretty basic item, I think was thrown at him, and he threw it right back. And then here's Farrell holding that hatchet. Here's his medical device. Now, you couldn't really see a good look at it in the film, but he was holding something and sort of sealing his wounds, putting some sort of silver stuff on the inside. Assume that's what this is. Here he is, holding that medical device. Here are his bombs. Upon first glance, I thought these were the little discs that came out of the extra gauntlet. Now, I didn't remember using a bomb, but I think these are the net bombs. He threw it at a human, net came out, completely killed the human, and then retracted into this little ball. And here he is, holding that bomb. Now to check out the differences in reuse between all 3 of these feral predators from Prey. And they're 100% the same figure, same sculpt, same articulation, but some minor differences on each one. Like I said, exact same figure, same head, same mask, same hair. Obviously this one is cast in transparent plastic. Here's the silver. They use a medical device to seal his wounds. Now the only real difference between these guys is the original one has a bunch of sort of trophies and stuff hanging off his belt, and the new one only has the skull and not the other stuff, which is kind of interesting. And to add to that, the bloodied version has pretty much nothing there, not the skull. So, like I said, some minor differences between each one, and I really don't have any explanation as to why they're the way they are. This was in pretty early in the film, but I had already killed the wolf and other stuff at this point, so it's not like, oh, he had no trophies here, then here he had some, and then here he had a bunch. It just seems kind of random. Now they're taking a pretty good look at the figure and his accessories. Let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing right at 9 inches tall, which can translate to just under 23 centimeters. This is a 7-inch scale figure, but predators are pretty large and tall beings. And for his articulation, starting with his head, of course, you can rotate side to side. He can look up and down a very good amount. Can tilt his head from one side to the other. He has articulation at the top of the neck and the bottom of the neck. Shoulders, the ball joint, goes out about 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. There's a bicep cut, double jointed elbows. His wrist can rotate, and it is hinged as well. Torso has a ball joint, rotate around, forward and back. Another one is waist, rotate around, forward and back. Between the two, pretty good range of motion. Legs, complete does the splits, McFarlane style hip joints. They can rotate independently of the ball. Then go forward, about that far. A little bit more to go to the sides. Back not much. Double jointed knees. And his ankle. Forward and back. Rotate. Tilt, rock. Here's a look at this feral predator holding the wolf head and spine, as well as the flintlock pistol. And here's a look at this cloaked feral next to the regular and bare blood versions. Now let's check them out next to some other action figures, starting off with some other predator figures. Here's the Ultimate Feral Camo Reveal Predator next to the Ultimate Feral Regular Predator. And here he is next to the Ultimate Bare Blood Feral Predator. So here are all the different figures that Neca has made from Prey. Of course, they're all the Feral Predator. And I don't really think they're going to make any more figures in this movie. I see a lot of people begging for a Naru and her dog. And yes, I would buy the hell out of them. But honestly, in some ways, I'm glad they didn't make her. I don't think she deserves to be the first human they've made from all the Predator films since the first one where they made Dutch and Hawkins. Now, I'm not hating on her. I have my problems with her in the movie, but for the most part, she did a pretty good job. I would love to have all the human characters, at least the main couple from each and every one of the films, but I'm pretty confident that's never going to happen at this point. Like I said, I just don't think she deserves to be the first one since Dutch. Now, as far as Predators go, I could see them doing another version of Feral. Maybe a damaged version from the end fight with Naru. I think he had his arm cut off. There's a lot of stuff they could do with him. They could also do a fully cloaked one, but now they've done this sort of semi-cloaked one, I think that's not going to happen. Pretty sure this is going to be the entire collection right here. I will say the regular one is my favorite because it has the most detail, and it's the one I'm going to be using the most in displays and setups, but they're all very visually pleasing and unique. Now let's check them out next to some Predator figures from each of the different Predator films. Here he is next to the Jungle Hunter from Predator, and here he is next to the City Hunter from Predator 2. Then, next to Scar, Celtic, and Chopper from Alien vs. Predator. And now, next to Wolf from Aliens vs. Predator Requiem. Wolf is an older NECA figure to even predate the current Predator series. NECA has promised they're going to revisit Wolf and do an Ultimate figure, but they said that so many years ago, it seems like it's never going to happen. Last year at San Diego Comic-Con or New York Comic-Con, NECA said it's still happening, just bear with us, it's coming, and my fingers are crossed that it will actually come out eventually. Here he is, next to Berserker, Falconer, and Tracker from Predators. I expect NECA to revisit these guys in Ultimate form eventually. And finally, next to the Fugitive, and the Ultimate Armored Assassin from The Predator. Now, with the upcoming film just started shooting, I think yesterday, Predator Badlands, you know we're going to get some more Predator figures. Now let's check them out next to some recent Predator releases. Here he is, next to the Ultimate Lost Tribe from Predator 2. Here's Feral, next to the Concrete Jungle Stoneheart Predator. Then, next to the Alpha Predator. Here he is, next to a couple of Xenomorphs from Aliens. And with a couple of Engineers from Prometheus. Here's Feral, with some human figures from NECA's various Alien and Predator lines. And finally, next to Dutch and his extraction team from Predator, Poncho, Anna, Billy, Dutch, Hawkins, Dylan, Mac, and Blaine. So overall, this is a very nice Feral Predator figure. It's visually very interesting with the semi-cloak, semi-not cloak. It looks good. The accessories are plentiful, amazing. Sculpt and paint job, excellent. I like it. Articulation, it's also very good. If I had to rate this figure, I think he deserves a solid 8 out of 10. But I do prefer the regular version, and I can only imagine I gave that one an 8. So that would give this one a 7.5. But honestly, looking back, I'd give the regular version of Feral an 8.5, and this guy an 8. All three of them are just visually pleasing and excellent releases. My sort of only complaint, the torso just seems a little bit too long, but honestly I think that's accurate to the film. So another solid NECA Predator to add to the collection. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say with the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate if you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you real soon.